Welcome back to a new episode on the Crossbar channel. Today we're talking Champions League match previews. We had the quarterfinal starting tomorrow. Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Lisbon, Inter Milan. We're also going to touch a bit about the Wednesday game. So without wasting any more time, let's roll. So let's start with the big one. Man City hosting Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinal tomorrow. The news just came out today that Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting is not going to be able to play that game. That's a bummer for Bayern Munich, knowing that they don't have a really number 9. Choupo-Moting has been the only number 9, really. So I don't know how Thomas Tuchel is going to do. First bumping road already. Is he going to play Sadio Mane in a central position? Or he could play maybe Thomas Müller, really. Thomas Müller can hold that spot, I think, more so than Mane. So that's a really big bummer. City is playing home already, has an advantage, and then Bayern Munich is going without actual number 9. But in the City part, as I mentioned, the City is pretty much full squad. Haaland's going to start, definitely. De Bruyne. I don't know if he's going to start on the right. Is it going to be Mahrez and Grealish on the left, or is it going to be what? Is he going to? I don't think he's going to play Foden on the left. So Grealish has been more consistent this season. So Grealish definitely, well, not definitely. You never know Pep Guardiola. Usually he adapts depending on who he's playing. But I'm guessing Grealish is going to start. On the right hand side, could be anybody. Could be Bernardo Silva, could be Mahrez, or Bernardo Silva can start in midfield. Really, Guardiola is a guy that just surprises everybody in this composition. But definitely, De Bruyne should start, or maybe he might not. He hasn't started all the game in the Champions League, but I would assume he's going to start this one because it's Kevin De Bruyne and it's a key piece for him. I'm going to guess Gundogan also might start. Now, is he going to start Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne in the midfield? If so, where does Bernardo Silva fit in, and who's going to play on the right side? But in any case, is Kyle Walker going to start? I'm pretty sure he's going to need someone like Kyle Walker because Bayern Munich has plethora of pacey wingers. I mean, Coman, Leo Sane, Sadio Mane, Serge Gnabry. Like all 4 of them can play pretty much across the wings, and they're really pacey. And also Jamal Musiala is going to start. How Thomas Tuchel is going to set this team? First big Champions League game. Now we know Thomas Tuchel has beat Guardiola in the Champions League final with Chelsea, so he kind of has not that mental advantage, but he's going in with the confidence like I've been that guy in the highest of stage in Europe, which is the Champions League final with a Chelsea team that really didn't match up well with Manchester City, really. But now he has a full squad. Thomas Tuchel, is he going to start Cancelo on that right hand side and Alfonso Davies? I'm guessing yes. You need pace. Guardiola is really good at setting his team for fast press breakup, counter attack. So you're going to need Alfonso Davies and Cancelo, who's very pacey, as opposed to Pavard. Pavard brings you that solidity in defense because he's really a central defender. So he brings you that lockdown defense, but it's not as fast as Cancelo. And Cancelo is also really good with the ball. You need someone, that can help you in the counter attack as well. So the two teams really, like I said, really match up perfectly as far as the personnel. Midfield, I'm gonna give. I don't know who has the advantage, whether Gundogan, De Bruyne, Rodri facing Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich in the midfield, or is he going to also play with Musiala as like a number 10? Could Thomas Tuchel play Musiala on that number 9? I don't think so. The likely source is going to be Thomas Müller, because Thomas Müller can pretty much do what, not as well as Choupo-Moting, but he's played that before for the national team too. But if you really look at the teams from back to front, they really match up well. Now, the difference maker will be Erling Haaland on front for Man City. I'm going to say the core difference maker should be De Bruyne, Haaland. That pair, that duo is more lethal than, because there really is no duo in Bayern Munich. Plus, it's a new coach, a new system, and we know Thomas Tuchel he loves experimenting in new system. We might see 3, 4, 5 different formation in one game with Thomas Tuchel, but City has a way more consistency base playing together. Guardiola knows his system, he knows what he's doing. Not that Thomas Tuchel doesn't know what he's doing, but he likes switching things around. And when you look at De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, and you look at across the field, Choupo-Moting is not going to be there. So now they're going to have to adapt. It's going to be Thomas Müller and Musiala. Yeah, I take De Bruyne and Haaland better. But on the wing side, Bayern Munich is going to dominate them in the wing because, like I mentioned, those four, Gnabry, Sane, Mane, and Kingsley Coman, are pretty much top 10 best wingers in Europe. Like, all four can be fitting in the top 10 right now. But City has Grealish. I'm going to say Mahrez is going to be Foden. I don't think none of them is really better than what Bayern Munich has to offer. So, as far as the number 9, advantage is City. As far as wingers, advantage Bayern Munich. Midfield is going to be Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Rodri against Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich. Or are they going to go with three on the midfield? I know Thomas Tuchel like locking down the midfield. Is he going to insert Musiala? I'm going to say, as far as technical and you have the ball and high press, I'm going to say advantage City. In the defense, I'm going to say advantage Bayern Munich because whether it's De Ligt, Cancelo, Alfonso Davis, they're pretty much a better defense than Manchester City. But the two teams play super high press, and that's why I think Bayern Munich has the advantage. They're more pacey. If they're both gonna play high press, I mean they're gonna have to do. Each team's gonna have to have their moment. I'm gonna say Bayern Munich has more chance of recouping the ball higher up the pitch than City, just because besides Carl Walker, Ruben Diaz is not the fastest. John Stone is okay pace, but it's not. Oh, Ake is actually pacey, and Akanji, so he can match up with them. So could he play Akanji, Ake, and Kyle Walker? I don't think he's going to leave Ruben Diaz, but he has pace too. He has pace. He has pace on his defensive line. So yeah, I think City has an advantage because they play home, because they have Haaland, and because they have De Bruyne, and because Choupo-Moting is not going to play, and new coach, new system. I think for all these reasons, I think City has a little bit of advantage over Bayern Munich. So I think Thomas Tuchel can beat you many different ways when Guardiola can only beat you one way. He's going to wear you down, pass the ball around, tear you apart, trying to pick you apart and score. Thomas Tuchel can literally beat you different ways because he can switch system 3 times during the same match. So creativity goes on the side of Thomas Tuchel, but Pep Guardiola, more experience, knows what he's doing, have the better players on the pitch, at least as far as a central player in midfield and the number 9. Although Bayern Munich has the wings for them, and also the left and right back, I'm going to say Bayern Munich has the advantage. Depending if they play with 4 in the back or 3 in the back, I think they will play 4. But yeah, that's it for that matchup. I'm going to pick slightly Manchester City because they play home, and I'm going to expect Bayern Munich to win the second leg in Germany.